So I just arrived at Full Heart Shelter and thought I'd show you this evening kind of the process for setting up in a shelter. This is just kind of up on top of a place called Full Heart Knob or Mountaintop. It's kind of beautiful. And tonight looks like it's going to be a really beautiful night. Otherwise, I'd be a little bit nervous about being up on top of a mountain if it was going to be really cold. But you can see in the foreground a picnic table and a fire ring, and of course the shelter. And you might have noticed when I went by the first time, there's the privy over there we talked about before. Inside this shelter is just basic like all the other shelters. It's a three-sided building with a platform floor, and you sleep on the floor and out of the wind and the rain. This this shelter is actually kind of neat because it's different in that it's the first shelter I've come across with a rain gutter fed cistern system for water. So water drains off the roof into the gutter and down the pipes and into the cistern there. And then a little bit further down the hill, there's a gravity fed spigot. I got to tell you, I'm pretty excited about this. I already checked and there is water, because if there wasn't water there, I was going to have to hike another 4 miles into town, which I've hiked 20 today, and that's pretty much enough for me today. The way I have my pack packed is that in the next pocket on the outside, on the back of the pack as I'm walking, I have my toiletries kit, my water kit, which I already took out, trash bag, and my tent footprint. And that kind of becomes important because not only is it the footprint to protect the bottom of my tent, it's made out of Tyvek, and I also put it on the floor of the shelter to protect my sleeping pad when I'm sleeping in a shelter. Oh, and here you can see in all its full glory of my hiking kilt. So a few weeks ago I decided to start hiking in a kilt, and I sure enjoy the comfort and freedom that a kilt brings, and even a few strange looks. So through a series of editing magic tricks, I'm going to show you how I set up my sleeping arrangements for night in a shelter. You probably already noticed that my kilt has magically hung itself up on the wall to air out for the night. I put on a pair of camp shorts, the shorts that I had hiked in up until the time that I got my kilt. They're a little bit more utility for around camp. So we start with the bare floor. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And there we have the tent footprint or Tyvek sheet laid out. Next, we have to put out the air mattress, sleeping quilt, and clothes bag that I use for a pillow. And the air mattress comes out of its bag and is unrolled. No, I'm not that skinny. You'll see in a second what happens. One of my better and more fun pieces of equipment that I carry with me is this little pump. It doesn't weigh hardly anything. It's rechargeable by USB, and it blows up my air mattress. Now, you'll see in a second why that's important, because this air mattress takes about 15 to 20 minutes to blow up with your mouth, and you get really lightheaded and it's not fun. But watch this. Shazam and kablooey. And the magic of editing, of course. That big old thick mattress air pad is blown up, and it didn't take a breath from me. And so that's pretty cool. Then I put my sleeping quilt and pillow, and my luxurious bed is made. You'll notice right down there is my silk bag liner. It keeps my bag clean and adds a little bit of warmth to my sleeping quilt. The difference in a sleeping bag and a sleeping quilt is that the sleeping quilt doesn't have a back on it. It's kind of like a open and doesn't have a zipper to zip you up in it. And so it stays on top of you, but it does have a sewn in place for your feet. And I find that more comfortable. This one is goose down, and it's rated down to 10 degrees I hope I don't have to sleep in it outside in that cold, but so far it's kept me way more than comfortable in the nights that we've gotten down to 28 degrees or so. And that's my clothing bag that has my extra clothing in it, what little I carry, but it functions at night as my pillow. So I hope you have as sweet a dreams as I have sleeping in this kind of beautiful place. Thanks for watching.